Good evening. Our issue is substance abuse prevention, and we focused on education on addiction. Our group consists of Daisy Thomas, Douglas Kelly Jr., myself, Faith Seabird, Hannah Payne, Aisha Robinson, Jalen Southern, Kevin Wilson, Corey Jackson. We had a lot of people. Morgan Cage and Nashua Salim.
Alright, this is important to me because my sister once told me a story that her friends were smoking one time and they didn't know the weed was laced, and so her friend thought it would be funny to push the other friend out in the street and he got hit by a truck. He was okay though, he didn't die.
Make their own final decisions on what they want to do, and I know that environment definitely makes a big impact on a person's decisions, but a person themselves makes the final call on whether or not, like you guys, you get to decide yourself whether or not you guys want to keep your lives to yourself or hand over the controls to a drug or a cigarette. My friend at the age of 13, her name was Chloe, she decided to give her life to cigarettes at the age of 13, and a year later she was diagnosed with lung cancer, and after a year of chemotherapy and surgeries, she only had 6 months to live. So she lives in Houston, she lived in Houston. My family and I, during summer, we decided to go visit them in Houston and our cousin. So my cousin and I, we went one day to her house and her mom said that she was upstairs. So we went upstairs, we went into her room, and there she was on the floor with an empty bottle of pills in her hand, unconscious. And she eventually died later that day, but even then, it's kind of sad to see that she still gave her life to drugs after that, so.
I have some recent statistics from the Department of Health. 48.2% of high school seniors nationwide report trying an illicit drug. 13% of 8th graders nationwide are treated for illicit drug use. And 41% of Kentucky teenagers have reported trying cigarettes. And they get that information directly from high schools, as I'm sure some of y'all participated in surveys from family resource centers in high schools statewide. So it's pretty relevant.
Our stakeholders would be teens and children. They're the most important. They're the ones partaking in the drugs and not really knowing what's going on with their bodies because they think they're cool and are fitting in. Another stakeholder would be social workers and doctors. They see it take place and they see the effects that it has on children and they advocate for this every day. The school board, also the health department, and tobacco companies. The tobacco companies are against it. They are the ones that are losing numbers in sales every day. Our recommendation would be, starting with the 6th grade, is educating students about drugs, what happens to your body when becoming addicted emotionally, physically, and mentally. So we would like for the core content of the health classes to extend to teach everything of this. I have 2 younger brothers in middle school and a freshman, and they know nothing about drugs. They absolutely think it is cool and they think it is okay to do it, and they don't even know what's going on.
We have a wonderful quote by our friend Corey Jackson here that was in the group with us. Smoking makes you think that you do something, though you do nothing. And that was by Ralph Emerson. And we would like to thank you all for coming and seeing our presentation here today.